A step down is essentially a drop with a curved takeoff like a dirt jump. So you're getting shot up in the air as you're going down. It's more airtime than a drop, but it's also a little slower and a little poppier. Now, step downs can be quite intimidating because they're completely blind 99% of the time. For example, if I'm coming into the jump and I'm standing right here, it's not until I'm at the very top of the takeoff here that I can actually see the landing. The rest of the time it's completely blind. As you're coming into it, if you're coming like into a downhill, then dipping into a takeoff, you won't see the landing at all, and you'll have no idea how fast to go or where it is. And for that reason, a lot of riders go too fast off step downs because they're nervous, they overshoot it, it's never really good, and that's how crashes happen. That's probably the most common mistake with step downs, is going too quick. If you look at the physics of a step down, it is taking you up and over. So you can actually hit them way slower than you think, and it's gonna take a few times of actually hitting it and practicing it to really understand that and get that muscle memory down. Depending on your riding style, there's two main ways you can hit a step down. You can be the more racer style and you can go fast and scrub it and stay nice and low, or you can be a little more free ride. You can go slower, you can pop it, you can preload and like get yourself up and over. And I think this second technique of going slower and boosting off a takeoff is going to be more effective for most riders. The number one reason I say that is because it's way too easy to go too fast on step downs, especially for people who are used to riding drops all the time, and this type of feature is really new to them. You'll notice that when you're riding off a step down like this, just the like lift it gives you from the takeoff is going to make you go up and over, and you'll go deep on the landing really easily. So even if you feel like, okay, my speed's correct, this is how fast I'd go off a drop, the first time you hit it, you land like more than halfway down the landing, then you know to adjust accordingly and to either scrub it or pop it. But popping is a really great, slightly more beginner technique for people new to this because the speed's lower, the consequence is a bit lower, and since you're up in the air a little higher, you have a little more room for error, and you can treat it more like a drop and less like a jump, because once you pop, you're falling in the air for a longer period of time. Here's a quick breakdown on what to do when you approach a step down a little slower and boost off it to make it feel a little more like a drop. As you're coming into the takeoff, I want you to preload and get ready to pop off it like it's a steep dirt jump. Not quite as aggressive though, keep the movement subtle, just get a little low and crouched, and then as you come off the takeoff, pop and set yourself up into the body position like you're midway through the air in a drop. So a nice neutral position, arms out, ready for that landing, and your body's a little more opened up. You're not staying low and you're not keeping your body parts tight together. You're nice and opened up and you're getting ready for that landing zone. As you can see the landing coming in, it gives you lots of room for compressing your knees and elbows and rolling out smoothly. You'll also find if you're going slower, the impact might be a little harder on the landing because you're also going a bit higher in the air and you're landing with a little less speed, so you're not getting that really quick momentum that you would if you were to do the scrubbing technique. When scrubbing a step down, you want to come into it with a lot more speed than you do when you're popping it, because scrubbing it's going to soak up all your speed and it's going to help you lose all your distance as well as all your height. Keep in mind all the basic scrubbing techniques like pushing your way into the lip, getting that butt back, getting those heels dropped, and just getting nice and low and keeping your body parts nice and tight together. As you come off the takeoff, once you're in the air, you'll notice that you're way lower to the ground than if you were popping it. And because of this, you'll be really close to that landing in no time. Get your body open the second you pop off that jump and then prepare for the landing immediately. There's less setup time. This is a way faster, more racer-like movement. The landing won't feel so much like a drop landing. It'll feel more like a really low, quick jump. So imagine a speed gap on a trail where you kind of just glide into the landing. When you hit a step down this way, you should get that same feeling. And this is a lot more advanced, it's a lot more high speed, and I would say it's more high risk. So make sure you really feel good about floating and popping a step down first before you consider that technique of scrubbing it. There's 3 key takeaways for learning step downs. Number 1, you can go way slower than you think. Number 2, it's a combination of skills. Imagine dirt jumping and drops combined into one. And number 3, practicing your speed judgment is one of the most important things to do before you start approaching features like this.